Welcome to Leadership Tuesdays. I'm Nona Ogunsula. Today we're speaking with Mr. John Gibson of the Motion Picture Association of America.
I'm John Gibson. I am Deputy Chief of Staff and Senior Director of Diversity and Inclusion Initiatives here at the Motion Picture Association of America, better known as the MPAA.
I asked John to define diversity and inclusion in his own words.
I have a really good one. So my definition of diversity and inclusion, diversity to me is having people that don't look like each other or having different people in the room. But inclusion is, let me take it back a step. Diversity is making sure I've invited you to my party. You ordinarily would not be invited to my party, but I've invited you. Inclusion is I am dancing with you, I am engaging with you, and I'm making sure that you're having a good time. So a lot of times we say diversity, but folks aren't at the table, they're not making decisions, they are not impacting others. And so that's why I'm a big proponent of diversity and inclusion, making sure that people have a voice. I think, when you look at some of the social issues we're dealing with, I think that is why it's important for a wide array of stories and voices have to be heard. I think the more you see stories about people in the LGBTQ community, the more that we as a nation will understand and empathize and be connected. The more stories of the African American experience, the Latino American experience, the Asian Pacific American experience, the Native American experience, the more stories told from folks in rural America and Appalachia and Idaho and all throughout, we benefit as a society when we are quiet but are listening to what each other has to say. Because I firmly believe there's much more that unites all of us that separates us. We all have that one family member when that phone call, you see that number, you're like, We all have that one day at work when you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go. We all, look at the connectivity when you're at a sporting event. For those 2 to 3 hours, people that you do not know, there is that shared collective spirit where you are best friends in that moment. Or you go into that movie, and I think that's the great thing about cinema. You don't know each other, but you're all connected with that one scene or whatever, you're all rooting. And if we could just translate that energy into our everyday lives, I think as a country, we'd be so better off. So I think that is, when Dr. King, many years ago, when he, taught about inclusion and love and supporting one another, and this is your brother and this is your sister. I think this is what he meant of, again, there's much more that connects all of us, that separates us.
How does the MPAA support diverse stories?
I think now we are, because of various movements, we're entering into a golden age of where opportunities are just going to open up for women. Should have been happening, but it's happening now. We support it here at the MPAA. We partner with Sundance Women in Film and a few others, including a few of our studios, to support the Horizon Award that is given out at Sundance for women creators. That's something that's really important. NBC has a program designed for the next great female directors. I personally nominated 3 amazing women of color to this program because I know their talent. And again, there's opportunity out there. So a lot of, if you look at what the studios or what the networks are doing, and even a lot of the film festivals, they're now really pushing together programs for women. I'm like, your voices are needed, your stories are needed, and I'm looking forward to supporting.
Tell us about your pipeline program.
Well, we support a great program called HBCUs in LA. There are a number of programs out there for students, but this is one that's really special to me. And what it does is it provides students at historically Black colleges and universities an 8-week internship in LA during the summer. Travel and lodging is paid for. They can earn, I believe, upwards of $4,000. But you get measurable, significant, substantive experience. Working either on a studio lot, a network lot, working for a PR agency, a talent agency, maybe even interning at a guild. We're looking at bringing a law student on board to work with our law department, content protection department in LA. Those opportunities in networking, really, I think the industry is really about great networking. If an opportunity comes up, oh, I know somebody. This is, let me make that call. But also, sometimes I hear people, they want to jump from one industry into the TV and film industry, sometimes you might have to take a few steps back to jump ahead. Take advantage of every opportunity, especially when I tell students of it, take the role of an assistant. And, the thing is with this current generation of millennials, and millennials, I love y'all, but you all want to graduate sometimes and you want to be the executive director or the vice president, and it just does not work that way. A lot of people that are running things in Hollywood started off as assistants. They started at the talent agencies in the mailroom. The mailrooms aren't what you think when you think mailroom. These are competitive programs. So really, take advantage of every opportunity. Take these internships, paid or not paid. You just want to, get yourselves out there.
How can we find out about what the MPAA is doing?
I think social media space has kind of changed everything. And, I'm really pleased that, we have a really robust communications operation here, but I work really closely with two individuals. One is our director of digital media and advocacy, and the other one is our deputy director of corporate communications. And, we form this perfect trifecta, if you will, of, thoughts. And I love what the MPAA is doing with our social media platforms. Probably if you looked at maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, we just existed, but now we're kind of doing some things. And every day I see stuff, I'm smiling, we're engaged on that, Twitter, obviously, but Instagram, Insta stories, seeing behind the scenes of what the MPAA does, Facebook. And, our most engaged conversation by people that follow us is when there are tough topics about anything with inclusion related.
Any last words for us, John?
To my future creators, when you hit, don't forget the people behind you. We don't ever do this as a person on the island by themselves. It's always a group. Even the work I do, it's not me by myself. I have a team of folks. Whether it's like my civil rights partners, or if it's my people that I network with at film festivals or as colleagues. It takes it really does take a village. So, but getting back to that technology piece, I think we're in a golden time where you can really, you can make things happen for yourself. And, there's a cost, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, to promote yourself. You got a good product and you believe in yourself, you'll get noticed.